It was the hardest decision of my life to not go back. I had people, even close to me, trying to get me to just do counseling or figure out a way to work things out. I do not blame them for caring and wanting to try and help in the situation, but at this point, I had been the one dealing with this now for 15 plus years, going back to my first wife. Without God, I never would have been able to do it. I grew up a people pleaser and have had to fight that my whole life. I never believed that decisions I made were the right ones, so I was constantly living for someone else. God was showing me that trusting Him was all that He was asking me to do. So I just kept pressing forward and trying to do just that. I spent months praying and growing, taking 2 steps forward and 1 or 2 back, it seemed. The waves of doubt and fear were relentless. I kept experiencing vivid dreams trying to get me to go back. Many times battling against guilt and shame because of the constant barrage of lies coming at me saying I abandoned family, or that God's not pleased because this is now divorce number 2. I experienced so many lies and setbacks where I was told repeatedly how horrible of a person I was for doing this. The amazing thing was, as I would get discouraged from the incoming lies and twisted truth, God would counter it with peace and some kind of clarity, even if only momentary. Sometime near the beginning of 2025, I started receiving promises from God about my future. This was also tricky because I was still in the stage of trying to break free of this toxic marriage relationship, which took a whole life of its own, which I will explain in the coming chapters. I did not know exactly how things would go, but through prayers I would pray about my future and would feel like I had received at least some clarity about it. I had felt alone for quite some time and wondered if I would truly ever be given the chance to be with the woman I truly loved, who truly loved God like I did and loved me with His love. A woman who put God ahead of me because I knew that only then would she be able to love me in the way I've always wanted. I had struggled most of my life with fear and worry, and I think some, if not a lot of it, stemmed from my battle with lust. Some of the fear I know came through my bloodline, as one of my grandfathers had dealt with it a lot. From an early age, I had fallen into sexual sin and could not seem to get out of its grasp, no matter how hard I tried. No matter how much I knew God forgave me, I still had deep dark roots growing underneath that needed dealt with. If I was ever going to be free of lust, I needed to find the source of the root. That is when I got involved with a 120-day program that changed my life for good. I'm still working every day to intentionally battle against the flesh so that I stay on the path to true freedom. By myself, I could not do this, but with God's help, I have been able to make great strides forward. As time went on, just not seeing promises fulfilled, I began to grow weary and began to really struggle with doubt. I would feel waves of peace and reassurance, but not long after it would be followed by big waves of doubt that have sometimes just felt like too much to handle. I struggled most of my life not knowing my true identity belonged in Jesus, though I was a Christian. That when He said He was the bread of life and my source for everything I needed, that it was true. That when He said He would never leave, He meant it. Sometime near December 2024, I started noticing the number 33 a lot. I had already been seeing the numbers 222 and 22 the last handful of years. In fact, in 2022, I once saw an Instagram post that said, "Your miracle is coming in 222. I immediately was thinking it was meaning 2022. I was seeing so many 2022, and 22s it seemed like my miracle was right around the corner. I realize now that God was leading me the long way around, just like He did with Israel when they left Egypt. He has poured out manna every day, since knowing it is what would keep my hope and faith going. If I knew that it would take this long, I easily could have chosen to quit. Now this is the part where it really gets good, but truth is, it also gets a lot harder. Sometimes you ask God to reveal things to you because you want to know, but not knowing sometimes is better. I will just be honest, sometimes I do not know which way is better. To know, yet must bear the weight of waiting while knowing. Or to not know and simply just trust whatever is coming is what is best. I genuinely begged God to reveal the answer, and I believe with all my heart that He did. That is when the doubt and discouragement started to get really intense. I felt like I was stuck in a prison I could not get out of. I truly believe that He showed me certain things about my future to give me hope. I just had to learn how to handle His perfect timing over mine, which at times was a struggle.